Today on Random Acts of Carving, we're going to be working on a family tree. I don't know whose family it is, but I have this pretty cool tree root here, root ball, and I'm just going to put some little faces on it and try to make it look interesting. So stick around and we'll see what we can make out of this. Alright, we're carving here, starting off with little Sally sad face. We're just using the indications that are already in the wood and just trying to carve around them and make little faces. This one here I started carving out. I just called him Jay after Jay Leno because he has a little bit of a chin, substantial chin. And, so I just named this guy Jay. He's going to have some glasses. Hard piece of wood to carve right here. This is like a knot. Diamond bits that I have didn't really carve into this. They would just kind of burn. I could do the detail a little bit, but not too much. And then I started on the main character in here. I just called him Smiley. He got his lips kind of sewn shut like a scarecrow. He looks a little bit like a scarecrow, so I just left him the way he was naturally in the wood and just give him a few facial features. He already had one little eye there, so I just made it a big eye beside it. I like the way it turned out. This big part of the wood here, it was a lot nicer for carving. It was a little bit soft on the right on the edge, the outside of it, but was real good down inside. These littler carvings, I had to take a wire brush and go over them and clean them up, just so I could see what I was doing. They'd get fuzzy stuck to them from carving. It was like I said, it was like carving a knot, and the sap in it would just stick the fuzzies to it. This is Earl up on this side. Started carving him out, just kind of roughing everything out, getting an idea where everybody was going to go, getting their facial features carved in a little bit. It's fun when you get a root ball. You can practice carving all different kinds of things, but faces are always fun, and then you can carve little animals on them or whatever you want. You can do faces and animals or whatever you see in that piece of wood. Just start carving and have fun with it. I keep jumping around from face to face. I get a little bit on one and then go back and carve on a different one for a little while and jump around. See something on the first one you did and go back and work on it for a little bit, and then see something on the next one you were working on and go back and work on it for a little while. I decided this guy needed some teeth, so I'm putting some little teeth in there. That was a natural hole in the wood there. I just carved around it, make his mouth, and then added the eyes and stuff. Down here on the bottom, I was trying to figure out a way to finish this bottom off so it looked finished, and thought I'd put these spirals in there and maybe look like a rope or something, and put a little make it look like there's a rubber band at the bottom holding it all together. So that's what I'm working on here. Just cut your spiral grooves in and then round off all the corners. Makes it look like it's all twisted around. So this is cutting that rubber band in at the bottom just to tie it up there so it doesn't come unwound. Putting some little wrinkles in it to make it look like it was pulled real tight right there. Then I started cutting these lines in. I was thinking I was going to make it look like a rope a little bit. I didn't go real deep. I was trying to see what it was going to look like, and just cutting these lines in, and I didn't really like it, but I just kept cutting. Even when I go off the screen there, I just kept cutting. The more I cut, the more I didn't like it. I thought I'd just cover it all and see what it looked like. Maybe I'd change my mind, but so I left that part go a little bit, and then I started carving up on the. It had a long thing above. Earl there, and I started carving in it, and it was real soft. It wasn't much good. So a nice thing about being a carver when you're doing your family tree, if you got a relative that just isn't what he's supposed to be, then you can just carve him off of the tree, and then you just fix the end up there like he never existed. It's kind of nice, really. So that finished him off. I cut him off of there, and then I decided to add Carl down here on this side. Cowboy Carl. Another hard piece of wood. The little diamond bits didn't want to cut into this either. But it was very small detail, and I didn't have too many other things that would cut that small, so I just forced it through a lot of it. needed to remove some wood here. I had to go to a coarser bit so I could cut into that wood. The diamond bit just wasn't cutting in at all there. Problem with this bit is it was making those fuzzies on it. The wire brush cleaned them up though. You can see he has a little cigar in his mouth there. Not very big. These tiny faces are tough. So I decided not to keep those lines I put on the bottom. I decided just to smooth it out. I liked it a lot better smooth. I got my wood eraser out and just started erasing all the grooves. There's that guy's teeth. You can see them now. Jay's getting some gold rimmed glasses. I wasn't too careful with this paint. I just kind of sticking it in the low spots, and then I go back over it with a wire brush. Anything that comes out over the side, I can just clean it off there with a wire brush. So you don't have to get too careful with it if you're doing this kind of carving. Painter guy needs to hold still. I'm just darkening all his features up a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to go back over this with the wire brush. Clean that up. It'll just leave it dark down in the crevices. But it made him stick out a lot more. He's down on the side. He's really small. So Toning down that gold paint with a black wash. Just watered down black paint, just brush it over it. Same thing with the bright white. I just brush over it so it doesn't just not nearly so bright. Gives it an old worn look. Oops, that was a little bit too much black paint. Putting his eyeliner on there. Make his eyes show up a lot better. That sunshine come in, and it looked better in the sun to me than it did in the camera. There, camera it was kind of hard to see, but we'll get a good picture of it here in a minute. There's the wire brush just to clean up the paint with the edges, and kind of sand everything a little smoother. And I added some min wax, paste wax. I like this finish on this because it gets dark while you're putting it on when it's wet, and then as it dries it goes back to the natural color. Or sometimes if you put oils on these driftwood pieces, they get really dark. You can't see any detail in them when they get too dark. So I like the way this dries out and goes back to the natural color, or close to it anyways. I just brush this wax on, and then take a shoe polish brush, and I wait till it dries a little bit and then polish it off, and it looks pretty neat. I like the finish on it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to subscribe, I could use some more subscribers, so hit the like button, and I'll see you next week.